All right. Welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I know I'm up late. It's 11 o'clock, midnight on the East Coast. Was actually ran over to a hardware store after the JOB today and grabbed some uh, lumber, if you want to call it that, some plywood and some stuff. Working on building a workbench and stuff and a work surface, a work area, I guess, for Devon's t-shirt area. So we've got a cabinet on one end and building another cabinet on the other end. Going to put a big workspace in the middle so she can do all. If you haven't seen her, really cool stuff. She's actually got a website that's not up and running yet, but we got the domain picked out. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about some things like that. We're actually working on her brand. Can I tell them what your brand name is, babe?
What?
Can I tell them what your brand name is?
No, it's not up. Just wait.
Just want to wait? Okay, we're going to wait. It's really cool, though. If you guys haven't seen her pieces, go check out her timeline. She's got a lot of cool pieces up there. She's been making hats and bags. The bags are freaking awesome. Hats and bags and what do you call them? Makeup clutches, I guess, makeup bags. Makeup pouches, very cool, very neat. Go check those out. If you want to order some from her, just get on there, go in and take a look, and shoot her a message. And she actually does some custom stuff on them, so you get some very cool stuff if you want that. One of the things I liked that said vintage 1969, so basically that was her birth year. So you could do something like, vintage with your birth year on it, which is pretty cool. And a little makeup clutch, which is really neat. I guess that's what you call a makeup clutch, makeup bag, cosmetic bag, whatever. Is pretty cool. Some little bags about this big, as a zipper across the top. And she's got some bigger bags, and she's got some really cool hats. She's got some hats she just did called Essential, which is just really cool, especially with what's going on right now. So anyway, we're going to talk about some techie stuff. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to be able to share my screen here and just go through a quick training on how to basically take your branded URL, point it to a landing page, merge them together. So rather than send somebody to a funky URL like lp.com/blah, you can actually have a branded domain that's your name. For example, I've got some floating across the screen here. One is XTRM Impact Domains, xtrmimpactdomains.com, where you can purchase a domain. And the other one is lp.xtrmimpact.com, which of course is where you can go and take a 14-day trial on lead pages, which is very neat product. So I'm going to show you how to put those two together here real quick. Again, welcome. Thanks for swinging by. Let me swing over to comments to see who's stopping by. Let me flip my screen up here and see what we've got going on. See if anybody's jumping on late, hanging out with me in the evenings to do this training. The cool thing about Facebook Lives is that they are evergreen. They're around forever. They don't go anywhere. So people can always come back and rewatch them. If you have a team member, if you want to do some branding, keep it simple for yourself, feel free to tell your friends to swing by and check it out. Hey, Rick Dixon, thanks for swinging by. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I swear there's a little bit of delay. Anyway, that's StreamYard, so thanks, appreciate it. If you're catching me on Periscope, thanks for swinging by. Can't wait to get permission to go live on LinkedIn. That's very cool. If you're catching me live over my YouTube channel, absolutely cool. So the brand, I keep pointing to the wrong side because my screen is flipped, but the brand is up and running. XTRM. It's not pronounced extreme. It's actually XTRM. We talked a little bit about what that meant the other day. So I'm going to jump into this real quick. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you guys, technology works. I went in and spent a couple hours yesterday cleaning up my laptop to get it to run faster. So I'm going to do my best at doing a screen share here so you guys can see very quickly on how to do what we call a URL redirect. Let me check, make sure I've got everything pre-prepped here. So I've got that set up. So one of the first things you're going to do is you're going to have to log into wherever you host your domain, your website address. Like I said before, if you'd like to purchase one from my brand, it's XTRM Impact Domains, xtrmimpactdomains.com. Feel free to go in there. The price for the domain is priced annually. It's about $12 a year to purchase a domain. Now, there are different brand names. So if you go with the .us, it's a little bit more. There's some custom modifiers in that you can get, of course, on the end other than .com. Some things I would strongly recommend you stay away from are .ws, Don't go to .ws and .info. Stay away from .info because they don't get really good SEO, and a lot of times they get kicked. So try to stay away from those two extensions. If you can do a .com, it's great. A .net, if that would be your backup. And of course, you've got .biz, and there's a lot of other stuff. Like, for example, there's boutique. If you have a boutique, you could do whatever your name is, .boutique. So there's a lot of really cool modifiers and extensions out there when you start going and playing around with names. You can do a .biz, B-I-Z. You can do a .co for a company. I think .ca is actually Canada. So some .us, of course, you have to be a US-based company, use a .us domain. Let's see, what are some of the others? .gov, of course, you have to be a government agency to use a .gov. And .org, you can only use a .org if you're a nonprofit organization. So if you're running a business, don't do a .org. It's not cool. It confuses people. So .org is for nonprofits, churches, and places like that. .govs are for government entities. .com, if you can grab one, and make sure that when you do it, you pick out your domain that it makes sense. Remember, not everybody can spell your name. So if you've got a funky name like Hoytle, for example, and nobody knows has a clue on how to spell that, you probably wouldn't want to use that as a domain. It's huge. It's nice for yours, but for the general public, you might not want to do that. And just think about what your brand is going to represent. Your name, again, if you have a weird spelling name, don't assume that everybody, now visually, all they've got to do is click on it. It really doesn't matter what it is. But if you're talking about it on the phone, if you're saying it on the radio, you want to make sure that people can understand where it's going. That's why I say XTRM is my brand. It's not extreme, it's XTRM. It's actually a whole bunch of different words combined into one, and taking it to the X, which means giving it to Christ, is the whole deal on that story there. We talked about that in the Facebook Live. I think it was last night or the night before that. So let's get into branding. I'm going to show you. I'm going to just cross my fingers that I can do a screen share. So first of all, let's say, for example, you went in, you built your landing page, and I'll show you what mine looks like real quick. And then I think I just realized I want to add something else to it. But basically, you're going to take your custom branded website address, and you're going to point it at your landing page website address, so that when you decide you want to share it with somebody, you can do that. A couple of things too. Some people ask about digital business cards. Same concept. Your digital business card is going to have a website address. For example, my digital business card, I could have one for just Forest Knight. If I just wanted to have a Forest Knight digital business card, somebody said, what's your website address? I could say it's my name, forestknight.com. And everybody always spells Forest with an R, and Knight, of course, they always forget to put the K in there. So even though it seems like a relatively easy name, Forest, the proper name is always spelled with two R's. Forest, the trees where the woods grow, is always spelled with one R. So, and some people still get that wrong. And there's actually some people who've actually given their kids the wrong spelling of the name, but that's up to them. It's their name. They can do what they want to. And of course, Knight, the proper name of Knight is always spelled with a K. There's probably some people out there that spell it like night, like nighttime, and that's more power to them, I guess. So even in that context, some people would still spell my name wrong, right? So I might have some variations of domains. So I might actually buy the domain Forest, Forest, Night. I might buy that. I might buy Forest, Nite, because there's some, anyway, I might buy that version. And because people just have whatever, they're not educated, they just don't understand the spelling. Maybe they're from a different country, so they don't quite interpret the spelling of my name. If you're from a country that has just crazy names, and you think that everybody's going to understand how to spell or how to pronounce whatever your name is, you might want to come up with a business name instead of whatever the spelling of your name is. So just think about how you want to brand yourself and how you want to promote yourself in terms of making it really easy for people to find you. So we're going to talk about this here. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Miss Carly Gwynn, thanks for swinging by. Hey, sorry I missed the update call tonight. I was actually working on a project with a wife, so couldn't get on. That's why I'm on here so late tonight. So you've got your domain, your website address figured out, whatever you want that to be. And the cool thing about it, if you put a website address together that's cool. For example, here on the banner you see going across the screen, it says lp.xtrmimpact.com. So XTRM Impact, that of course is my brand, and I put the LP in front of it. That's a subdomain, so I can point that to another page. So I can have XTRM Impact go to my main website or wherever I want it to point. And then of course I can put LP on there, and I could do say Twitter.xtrm impact. I could do FB for Facebook. I could do IG for Instagram, and I could put that all before my domain to make it really easy to just one for me to remember. If I'm going to write it down, I'm going to send it to somebody, I'm going to text somebody, I'm going to put it on a business card, wherever it is. Again, it's visually branding. So wherever somebody sees it, okay, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, it's all right before my brand name. So everywhere it is, it's brand, 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 brand. So just something to think about when you're branding yourself and picking out a name. If you're going to go in that direction and put a brand, what do you want the brand to say about you? And how do you visually want to be able to connect people to your brand so that they can find you, right? So let's jump into this. I know I said a lot, and people are like, what did he say? Calm down, he's talking really fast. And I just now started drinking coffee, and it is 11 o'clock. So, oh, that's so good. It's caramel and chocolate too. Woo. Yummy, yum. So let's see if I can do a screen share. And we'll see this over here. I got the hugest monitor over here, you guys. It's like a 32-inch. I thought this 17-inch monitor down here was big. Then I've got my iPad over here, and I mean, I look like a super geek over here. Anyway, so fingers crossed. Hit screen share. Hit share screen. Let's see. I want to choose this one over here. Please share, please share, please share, please share. Fingers crossed, everybody. Hit share. Says it's sharing. Okay. Yes. It worked. Whew. Oh my God! Not your first cup of coffee is happening yet. No. This is like. So you got to understand. If you're like me, coffee sort of levels me out. So like I had a couple of coffees earlier today, and. Well, anyway, I probably should be drinking water. I'm going to go down. Honestly, I'll probably drink about 3 more sips of this coffee and go down and drink about a half a gallon of water before I go to bed, so I can get up and go to the bathroom 52 times in the middle of the night. So anyway, so TMI, too much information. So here, this is a domain manager, and I just managed in here over at XTRM. Impact Domains. You can log into wherever you host and manage your domains. You've got your domain name picked out, so it's all under management. You can see here, and I've got my the cool domain on this one. I'm going to show you is extremetravelsavingnow.com. That I want to point to a landing page. You know, one of the things to do with a landing page is, say, for example, this is a very, very cool deal, depending on how you want to market yourself and how you want to track stuff. Say, for instance, and we're going deep. We're going to dive deep a little bit. So one of the ways that you can track how effective your advertising is by using domains and knowing where you're putting them and tracking them. Subdomains work really well in that too as well. So you can use a subdomain to link it to a landing page that's linked to a certain advertisement, and you'll know when they click on that advertisement, they're going through that domain, they're landing on a specific landing page. You can tell how effective that ad is, because the only way that somebody is going to get to that domain is from that ad to go to that specific landing page. Now, what you do not want to do is have multiple ads running out on multiple platforms going to the same landing page, because you don't know how effective they are unless you've got a way to physically track each one of those domains and clicks. So I like to do it the reverse. So say, for example, if I'm going to run an ad on a Facebook page, I'd have a particular subdomain attached to my primary domain. I know I'm freaking you guys out. So my primary domain is xtrmimpact.com. So let's say I want to run an ad on my Facebook page, and I'd put the Facebook page name before. So I might just do Facebook or FPB, something that I can remember where they're tracking from. I'm going to write my ad. I'm going to put my ad on that page. I'm going to go out and create a specific landing page specifically for that ad. So the only way that somebody can get to that landing page is they've got to click on that ad and they've got to go to that landing page. Of course, I can just use the landing page URL. But again, the whole point of this is to brand myself. I want people to visually see my brand, the XTRM Impact brand. I want them to see that. I don't want them to see anything else. So when they're going through the process, no matter where I go, I know where they're coming from and where they're going. Maybe I'm doing some collateral physical marketing. Maybe I'm passing out business cards or some kind of cool collateral. We've got some really cool stuff like these cards here, these what I call impact cards. They're really, really cool collateral. So I can put a specific domain on this card right? And I can go pass it out in a certain demographic. Maybe I want to go target attorneys' offices in a certain area. So I can put my website address on here. And here's what's really cool. This gets more funerific. Watch this. Say, for example, I want to target beauty salons, right? So I've got my main domain, which is whatever that is. So XTRM Impact, and I want to target salons. I can do salons. Now watch this. Watch this. Salons.xtrmimpact.com. So I take that label and I put it on my collateral, and I take a bunch of these and I go hit every salon that I can possibly imagine. Now, when they look at that brand, they're going to go salons.mywebsiteaddress.com. They're like, subconsciously go, wow, he's targeting a salon. This is specifically for a salon, so they're going to click on it. Now watch this. This gets more funerific. Now watch this. So I create my landing page specifically directed at salon owners that say across the top that says, are you a salon owner? Need to go on a vacation? Need to take a break? Need to get away? We've got the perfect solution. So I'm targeting salon owners. I've niched that down to where I've got my domain name, my subdomain on a marketing collateral piece that I'm handing out to beauty salons and people in that industry, right? And I'm targeting that. And I could even go as far as if I wanted to target a specific city. So you can get really fun with this. You can have a lot of fun with this depending on how much time. Now, again, this is for the advanced marketers. This takes a lot of time. You've got to really understand how to write that funnel. You got to really understand how to focus on where you want to target your audience. Let's say, for example, I have a rideshare. I'm a rideshare rep for a rideshare company, and I wanted to target rideshare drivers in a specific area, in a specific city. I could actually create a domain name specifically targeting dallas.xtrm. Impact.com or whatever I wanted to do, and I could target those drivers in that area, and I could create a landing page specifically for them. So when they come to that page, it says, welcome Dallas rideshare drivers, blah, 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 looking for, and whatever, I could drive that traffic to that particular page based on the collateral, all in the sense of still branding my domain as the primary domain. And I know I said a lot. This is like some in-depth training, but we'll get into more of that stuff. Maybe we'll do like a entire webinar. We'll show you some big time examples, but here what I want to do, and I just want you guys to think outside the box. You can actually map those out. Think about all the subcategories. Once you got your domain of all the subcategories that you want to target, the cool thing about lead pages is you don't have to go in and redo an entire page. You can just copy the page and then change just a little bit of the wording. So let's say, for example, I wanted to target plumbers, roofers, landscapers, and painters, right? I could create a landing page for each one of those guys. I could duplicate, copy. Then I could simply go in and change some of the actual copy on the page that says, are you a plumber? Do you feel like you're down in the sewer? You need a break or whatever? You can have a little bit of fun with it. Well, we've got a great solution for you, some discounted vacation package, whatever, right? I'm talking travel right now. So you can have your landing page around that particular venue, for example. And you could target plumbers. You could hit copy, create the next page, and target roofing contractors. Say the exact same thing, except each time when you're passing out your collateral will say roofers.yourwebsitename.com. The next one will say plumbers.yourwebsitename.com. The next one would, so you can target who you want to have an audience. And the reason you're doing this is not so much to track who's responding. It's to get them to see that you're physically talking to plumbers, you're physically talking to roofers, you're physically talking to painters, you're physically talking to attorneys, you're physically talking to beauticians. You're talking to them, they're landing as congruent, they're landing on a page, and they see like, wow, they really want to, help beauticians go on vacations. They really want to focus on plumbers, and you could change your backgrounds a little bit, and that's a whole another training. So let's get in here. I've got the page named up. This is my domain management page here. I've got extremetravelsavings.now.com. That's my main website address. And I'll pick that up. And I know I talked a lot about subdomains, and I'll show you one of those here really quick too. So I'm going to come down here, and you'll notice it says forward domain on this. And towards the bottom of the page, it has subdomains down here. And hopefully you guys can see that down here in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. It says subdomain. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you how to set that up. So I'm going to forward my domain. You'll notice here it says HTTPS. and I've also got HTTP. Now my lead pages are actually secure pages. So I'm going to come up here to my very cool page that I created for your 4-star, your 5-star lifestyle at 3-star prices, travel better for less. Now here's what's funny is I took the exact same ad copy off of this for congruency reasons, and I put it right under this page, and I want it to be very congruent with the colors. It has some similar colors in there, some of the oranges and the sunset orange colors in the background, and I did that purposely, and I used pretty much the same wording that's on this card to put it on the page. And of course, when they click on the page, they can come in here and then go click on the page, and they can enter in their information, and they put in the code, and it gives them access to pay, to access 5-star lifestyle, 3-star pricing. So I can do that. So I'm going to copy this website address up here, which you can see is absolutely crazy. Website address tosmkt.lp.co.iboom.travel for less. So I copied this, and I want to put it to my domain. So I copied this. I'm going to come back over here to my DNS manager. I'm simply going to paste it in here, and I'm actually going to go back to the left. And as you can see, what it did was it copied the HTTPS with the forward slashes. I want to take those out. And if I want to preview it, I can click preview it to make sure that this is working correctly. And I recommend copy and paste. If you click on preview, it's going to open up and make sure that you're going to the right page. See, it's HTTPS forward permanent 301. You want to do a 301. And you've got a couple of options down here. You can do a forward only. You can do a forward with masking. Now, because you're going from domains, I would just do a forward only, because once they get to the page, it really doesn't matter what the domain address is up top. They're not going to leave. They're going to be on the page anyway. And it says, we will update your name servers if you aren't currently with us. So you simply hit save. Okay, hit save. And it says, features may be unavailable while you process your updates. Some updates may require confirmation. Please check your inbox for possible confirmation email, which you may or may not get. Just depends on what you do. But I've set that up. Sometimes it'll happen in just a few minutes. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer. But you can see I've now forwarded that domain to this website address. And if I ever wanted to come back and change where I wanted my domain to point, I could just come back in here. I can hit the little edit pencil, and I can point it at something completely different. But right now, my xtrmtravelsavings.now.com is going to be pointed at this basically this capture page. And it doesn't look like a capture page, but when you click on it, you'll see there's a code right here. They click on the code, they're going to enter in the code on the next page. So they're going to come here. Whoop, come back here. I'm going to take this code right here, and they're going to enter the code on the next page. So we go ahead and load for me. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I don't know why it opened twice. There it goes. So they're going to enter the code in here, and this is going to give me the opportunity to capture their information, because they're going to activate the code. They're going to click activate. Then, of course, they're going to hit edit, and they're going to enter in their information here and hit confirm. And as you can see, they're going to have access to incredible savings and blah, 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 blah. So I've done all of that simply by taking my domain, my website address, which was XTRM travel. Let's see if it savingsnow.com. Let's see if that works. Site can't be reached. It's not quite working quite yet. And make sure I spell right, TRAVL, savingsnow.com. Let's see, that was the, like I said, sometimes this will happen immediately. Travel savings now. Let's see, make sure I put that all right there. I actually spelled it. I misspelled my domain. I just realized that. And as you can see, it's pointing and everything works. So that's how you do a domain forward. So let's say we wanted to do a subdomain, and say, for example, if I want to do some advertising over on Twitter, right? So I want to create a link from Twitter what I can come in to do is I can log into my dashboard for lead pages. I'd simply come to this page. I would create a duplicate for it, and I would change the name here, and I just put an extra one and call this Twitter. So I would put Twitter on here. So I'd have my Twitter landing page. I would come up to my domain manager. I'd come down and hit add for my subdomain. I'm going to come to my subdomain and I can type in Twitter right here, Twitter, Twitter. I don't have to put anything but Twitter. I would put in where I wanted to go, whatever my Twitter deal is, and I just put in the wrong address there. Going too fast, slow down, Forrest. So I copy this in there and say, for example, it had Twitter behind this instead of this, so I made a duplicate page, remember? So I create my subdomain, I put it in there, I do the same thing, I'd hit save, and now I have a subdomain created for my primary domain, depending on where I wanted that landing page to go to or come from. Hey, Latoya, thanks for swinging by. I just did this all because this young lady asked me about this earlier. So it's up and running for you. Hopefully that made a lot of sense. If it didn't, feel free to reach out to me and connect with me, and I have no problem in helping you set this up. Again, if you'd like to order a domain, simply go to extremeImpactDomains.com. If you'd like to have a landing page, you'd like to check it out, there's a 14-day free trial. Go to lp.xtrmimpact.com. It's streaming like right across the bottom of the page here. I'm going to hit stop sharing. Bring this back to me. What's going on? So again, if you guys would like a domain, or you'd like a 14-day trial on lead pages, click those, or don't say click them, but you'll have to, it'd be cool if that was clickable, huh? I don't know if it's clickable or not. I don't think it is here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this. I just turn it off, and I'm actually gonna hit edit. And I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna hit copy, hit save. And add it back, and I can go to comments and put that in there, and I hit post and I hit chat, and it just dropped it in so everybody in the world can see it. So there you go. It is up and running. So again, really appreciate you guys. If you have any questions about setting up a domain, and matter of fact, for those of you that are on my team, you'll see I created that page. If you'd like a duplicate copy, once you go in and take the trial for lead pages, if you want to go there, I can share a copy of that page with you. That way you don't have to go in and completely recreate it. And there's a couple of things we need to do in there to make it compliant, and I just got to add that on there as well. I just realized it wasn't on there. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Send me a private message. I'll be more than happy to help you get your domain set up, whatever business you're doing, whatever landing page that you like. I can talk you through that. And of course, I only charge like $1 million an hour. So feel free to write me a check. We'll take care of that for you. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. No more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.